Hi again, this is Rick Rogers at Doomsday Tank Models. I'm going to be doing my last installment, I promise, of the Zimmerit first time I've been using this technique or trying to emulate others I've seen on other YouTube videos and pictures everywhere. There's a lot of examples out there. There's no shortage of material, and I'm just hoping to add on to that and be helpful to others that will be doing this for the first time as well. I'm going to have a bunch of examples of what I ended up doing. You'll see my first effort that I stripped away, and I'm glad I did. I was apprehensive about that for a couple of days, and I just could not live with the first effort on the turret. The rest of it I can live with just fine, because as I went along, I learned a lot better to take my time, get the line straight, or straight as possible, and any overlap could be you've got too much putty on there, and while it's viable, you got to even that out and try again. It's no big deal. Just that epoxy putty is very forgiving, and it'll work with you for a while. So I'm going to show you what I got, and you let me know what you think. And thank you for all the views I've been getting in previous videos and shorts. This is my 40th, and thank you for being here. Roll the film. Okay, we're going to start with mixing the two-part epoxy putty. Okay, we got that good mixed up now. So what I'm going to do is to tear that into 3 parts. Put it down below. We're going to start with small little piles of the epoxy putty. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put a little epoxy putty on here. We're going to do it right up till the little periscope there that they have on the side of the turret, and then we're going to do that whole side. I got a comment from one of my short videos, a viewer from Italy, and he mentioned he liked the work, which I appreciated. He just thought it was a little thick, and he's correct. It was. And I was trying to use a roller, this one right here, and maybe at a later date I'll see the wisdom in using that. But I really don't think anything beats the thumb with some water. Maybe get a little on each thumb. And the way I figured out on this redo of the turret, which I'll show you in a moment, I get this eraser. These are little, I think they're drafting erasers. I got it at Hobby Lobby. Doesn't matter what store, you can get these anywhere. But that's where I got this one. And I put a little dab in the water, and that seems to me to make it at the correct depth. And you can even manipulate it by pushing on it and get it in the right area. Okay. I'm going to keep this short, maybe not do the whole area. But just to impress upon you, I think this little eraser deal does a good job. And there's another drafting pencil that has a square eraser at the tip. Can work very well. Put a little water on it and just push it out a little bit. But I think nothing does bigger than that big one. Because you can take the whole side of it that's got a little water on it and just kind of push on it. It'll bring it to a smooth, pretty much the same depth that you'll need to do it for the Zimmerit. So we'll just we'll take the tool. And this has been a little journey on how to use this guy. But I think it does all right. Just don't be in a hurry. Sometimes just a quick up and down is enough. And I think it does pretty good. Now, just then, annoyingly, I skipped the baby powder part, but it came out pretty good. So that's what I did on the redo, is I did not, and I'll have a little short film within a film on what I began with. But the cupola, which is, it's a nice feature to the Porsche turret, what is known as the Porsche turret. And you'll see in the film that I'm going to put on here in just a moment, just how, oh, that was so thick in here. You couldn't make out this really side bump out, which didn't survive the first, I believe, 100 initial production of this Porsche turret. The Henschel turret, they got rid of this because the bump out, they had to machine it. Took too long, too expensive. They needed to get these tanks on the battlefield, so they went to a Henschel turret, which was a lot better. This side came out a lot better. You'll see in my previous short that I have on my site, Doomsday tank models, and it'll show you a little more in depth. But I think the turret came out pretty good now, and I'm going to stick with that. And this is going to be the end of my Zimmerit story. This is my first model using Zimmerit, and I finally got it where it's going to be enjoyable to paint pretty soon and be able to put this on my shelf. But you'll see in the other film I'm going to marry with the material I'm doing right now for you that this was definitely an upgrade to my first effort. So sometimes it's worth it to take it all off, put your pride aside. And as much as I was trying to justify my first effort as, hey, sometimes this stuff out in the field was sloppy, which was true, but there are also a lot of examples I went out and looked for trying to get that evidence where they had it really good. They had it nice and precise. So anyway, I'm glad I redid it. I have no regrets now. I think I'm going to have a good model going forward. And I'll show you that film here in just a moment. This was my first attempt on the cupola side of the turret. I think it was awful. Took it off, rezoned it, and decided to do it in 3 parts. Started with the middle. I think it came out more defined. That cupola side looks much better. I'm glad I took it off and redid it. The end product is really good. I think I'm going to go with this. This is also my first attempt on the right side of the turret, which was really terrible looking. I ripped that off so hard. I couldn't do it. So here's the redo. Not perfect, but I like it a lot better. Okay, well, the natural light in my hobby room is going away. Night's coming, so I wanted to wrap this up for you. And I wanted to thank you for all the views on my shorts. The last couple of videos I did regarding Zimmerit, and this is a wrap-up on that subject. I don't want to overwhelm you, but my first attempt, it just was not as enjoyable as I hoped it would have been. But when I made the decision, which was hard for me, to take off all that hard work, but when you're not happy with it, is it really something you're gonna be able to live with? And I just couldn't. And you've probably just hopefully stayed long enough to see the examples of where it started, where I ended up, especially on that one side of the turret. And I'm just glad I did what I did in improving this project, this model. So I want to thank you, take this opportunity to thank you for all the views, all the comments, for taking your time out of your busy day. And I'd like you to encourage you, if you like what you see, to please share this with your buddies, anybody that is in your core group that likes this hobby, loves this hobby. I love it. And I'll get more videos out there. This is my 40th, by the way. And I want to thank you for that. and I've really enjoyed doing this channel. And I'd like you to please like and subscribe and share my video at Doomsday Tank Models if you like what you see, and you'll be getting more. You certainly will. And thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.